All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for taking your time to join today's session. Um, a quick introduction about myself. I'll talk. I have a few slides to share as well. Then call on the facilitator that will take you on the journey to share more light on what will be covered during the course of the training as well. So a quick introduction from myself. My name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. Learn with Pride has been going strong for the last 4 years, and we help people that wants to transition either from non-IT or from non-technical background into the IT space. So we run courses ranging from project management to business analysis to software automation testing to Scrum Master, product owner, DevOps engineer, data analysis. And all these trainings I just mentioned, they are not theoretical, We are not here to teach theories, We believe in action, you know, rather than theory. So all our trainings are practical trainings. And also you have an opportunity to work on a live project afterwards. For this particular training, the duration is 3 months. And by the end of that 3 months, you'll be in a position whereby, you'll be able to start applying for jobs and you'll be able to compete with people that's been working in the industry as well. That is our aim. That is our objective, to walk the walk with you. So it's just not by paying and enrolling on the course that we're after. You belong to a community, whereby like-minded people that you can share opinions, thoughts, works, jobs, everything with as well. So we walk the walk with you. The only thing that we need is your determination and your commitment to the process. So that is just a bit about the company. And many people wants to, since after COVID, it has make and most IT jobs, really, really hot. They are hot in demand in the sense that companies have now realized that you don't need to physically be in the office for you to deliver. You can build at home and you still deliver the same way. So that is why these days there is more remote jobs. Everywhere you can get remote jobs from your local country, from companies from outside as well. This is possible because they believe you don't have to be physically present for you to deliver. So, and also probably you are looking to probably in the near future to travel as well, and you don't want to go to abroad and be doing all this care job or security or cleaner. You want to come prepared as well. This is another opportunity for you to unlearn so that you can relearn as well. So it doesn't matter whether you are in your local country looking to transition into something different, or you want to probably relocate in the near future. This is the best course, and it is very, very high in demand at the moment. And trust me, if you ask me that if you're looking for the most easiest point of entry into an IT roles, I would say probably this is your best bet. So I have a few slides I need to share quickly, and after that, I'll call on the facilitator that will be taking you on the journey and share more light into the process and what you stand to gain or benefit. All right, about Scrum Master and Product Owner, that'll be talked more about by your facilitator. But what I'm interested in is an average salary. I'll be using UK as a point of reference because that is where I live. But it doesn't matter whether it's in UK, US, Canada, Nigeria, Ghana. It doesn't matter. The standards still remain the same. But in the UK, the average salary for a permanent role is around 56,000, where contracts you're looking around £400 per day. That is a lot of money. But you can only, Many people will say, "Oh, I wish I played that lottery. I could have probably it's me that could have won the 500 million, you know." But you never played. That is why you have to be in the saying that goes, you have to be in it to win it. Same thing goes to tech courses as well. I wish I've done that course. Probably I could have earned that much as well. Oh, Richard just got a job. He did the training, finished the training 1 month ago. You know, you can only wish until you take the action, until you take the bold step for you to get the necessary knowledge and skills so that you can put yourself in that space of getting that kind of a money as well. The people getting the money, they don't have to it, you know, and they don't know more than what you're going to know after the training. But the bottom line is you still have to give it your all. You know, you don't it won't be a Sunday medicine or a Sunday approach for you. It has to be an everyday approach for the next 3 months if you are coming on the journey. So why a Scrum Master? I said this earlier on as well. You can work remotely from anywhere in the world. From any part of the country that you have the ability to secure a role as a Scrum Master. You don't need to relocate. You can work remotely, and it's in high demand as well. It's really, really in high demand at the moment, as most companies are now going the agile way, and there is a need for a Scrum Master to come on board as well. So if you are to come on board, what will be the training? What would be the roadmap? How will it look like? What are the things that has to be carried out? The first thing is the practical training. So there will be a 4 weeks practical training. It will be twice a week for 4 weeks. It will be an intense practical training whereby you need to get your hands dirty. So it's going to be a 4 weeks training twice a week for 4 weeks. That is the training pattern. And the good thing again is um, the course is accredited as well. Let me share something quickly. So if you go to this body, so the course is accredited, so it's recognized professionally, as in our course outline, course structure, and all of that has been accredited. So that means at the end of the training as well, you are going to get a CPD accredited certificate. You can check out that is us on this website. That is the company, the standard, the CPD standard office, the where we get the accreditation from. So you can, let me just drop that in the chat. In your free time, you can learn more about this company, and it's recognized in over 60 countries, in Nigeria, Canada, US, UK. It is well recognized. So it can count towards your personal development at work, whether, when you work in IT already, you have to develop yourself. So this can count as part of your development at work as well. And at the end of the training, I told you you get a certificate, which looks something like this. It's a CPD accredited certificate as well, and the certificate is recognized worldwide. The certificate is recognized worldwide as well. So that is the benefit that you are going to get coming on this training as well. And also the training, this is just the beauty of it. It's a Scrum Master training, but you are not going to only be taught as a Scrum Master. You are going to be trained as a product owner as well, so that you don't limit yourself to a Scrum Master role. Even you're going to touch a bit of a BA role, that is a business analyst role. So when you start applying, you are not limiting yourself to only a Scrum Master role. You can spread your wings and you can fly. You can apply as either a Scrum Master, you can apply for either a Scrum Master role or a product owner role. That is the benefit, that is the joy that you get from the training as well. So you are getting like 2 trainings for the price of one, or I can even say 2.5 trainings for the price of one. This is what you are getting from this. All right. So the project, after the 4 weeks training, then you'll be put on a project for another 2 months, where you are going to act as either a Scrum Master or a product owner, and you'll be working as part of a team, and your Scrum team will consist your developer, the Scrum Master, the product owner, the business analyst, the tester. So you have a full Scrum team to work with. So that when you start applying for jobs, you are not lying. You've actually done the work. But this only goes to people that commit their energy, their time, they are dedicated to the process. Then you have a story to tell at interviews because you've actually done the work. So the project will be for 2 months. And at the bottom, you can see some people will ask, oh, professional certificate, professional certificate. You can have a professional certificate, but you don't have any knowledge, any know-how to do the job. Nobody will employ you. Your certificate will just be under your pillow. But if you have the knowledge, if you acquire the knowledge, the necessary skill, you don't even need the certificate to get your first job. And that is a fact. That is the truth. So that is how we are going to equip you if you are to come on this journey. This point, after you've acquired the training, you've gone through the training, you've acquired the necessary skills, you've done the project, then this is the next important point: optimization of your brand. You have to be visible in the market for recruiters to see you, even despite the fact that you now know what to do. You know what it entails to be a Scrum Master, but you're not getting the calls. You'll be wondering what is going on. It's because you're not visible. And if you're not visible, no recruiters will see you. If they don't see you, you're not going to get a call. So that is why your CV is very, very important to be revamped to a standard, more like international standard, so that it will, open doors for you, getting calls and all of that. And it's not only your CV as well, your LinkedIn as well is very important, because LinkedIn has now become like a professional marketplace where recruiters go to now and source for people, you know, um, to do the job. So you have to be present on there as well, which is very important. We partner with one of the best as well in the market, but when the time comes, we introduce you to them. If your CV needs revamping or your LinkedIn needs optimization, but this you cannot overlook this particular stage, optimization of your brand. It is very, very important. Then when the first step, the second step, and the third step has been done, then it is time for you to start applying for jobs. As you're applying for jobs manually, recruiters will be reaching out to you as well, because you've uploaded your CVs on job sites, you've made them searchable, you'll be getting calls. That is what your CV will do for you, and your presence online will do for you as well. Then when you secure the interview as well, we don't leave you alone. We do a interview preparation with you, because the bottom line is for you to secure that role. So we do everything necessary for you to get that job. Quickly, I don't think I've explained what the package entails if you are to come on board. So these are the things that you'll be getting if you are to come on board with us. Practical training, working on a live project. This is not a capstone project. This is a live project that you'll be working on with a full Scrum team. You'll be getting 2 trainings for the price of 1. I can even say 2.5 trainings for the price of 1. You get the mentorship, you get the support, you belong to our alumni group where you can, meet with like-minded people. Um, Interview preparation, and you get a work reference for the duration that you're going to be with us. So for the 3 months duration that you're going to be with us, we are going to give you a work reference, because actually you'll be working, you know. So it's not like we are lying for the reference. You'll be working, and as I said, you'll be working on a live project. So you get a reference. So that is what the package entails. The next slide is just to show you, the rate the product owner or Scrum Master role is going for out there. You can see this is a product owner role, paying 85,000 to 90,000 per annum. That is a lot of money. The second one is paying between 60,000 and 75,000, you know. And as I said, this is not only limited to the UK, you know, whether it's US, Canada, Australia, and you can be in Nigeria, you can be in Ghana, and still get such roles as well. It is possible, but it can only be possible after you've acquired the necessary role. You can see this one, the Scrum Master role paying up to 75,000, and the other one is paying between 50,000 and 60,000. These are very, very good packages, you know, but again, you can only get them if you put yourself in that space. All right. So if you are to come on board, the price, the cost for the training, for the practicals and for the project is $499. But if you are enrolling between today and a week's time, you get up to 20% off as discount. And even after the 20% off, it is not everything that is due before you can start. It's only half payment that is due for you to come on board. And the other half can be paid after 4 weeks of starting the training. But everything needs to be settled before you are put on a project. The outstanding needs to be paid before you are put on the project. So that's the price. So that's the cost in pounds. In naira is 400,000. After the discount will be like 320,000. The 320,000, it's only half of that that is due now, and the other half can be paid in 4 weeks time after you start the course. And but before you are put on a project, everything has to be paid. All right. We are open the start date for this course, for this training for the 3 months duration, should be starting on the 25th of this month. And it's going to take, as I said, it's going to be a 3 months it's going to be a 3 months journey, but the first 4 weeks will concentrate on the practical training, getting your hands dirty. It's going to be a 3-hour session each day. It's going to be twice a week, 3 hours per session for 4 weeks. Then after that, you'll be good to go to be put on a project after that. So if you want to enroll, you can take a screenshot of this page. That's the WhatsApp number. If you want to, probably have any question you want to ask me after the session, you can message that number and I'll be more than happy to respond back to any queries, concerns, or anything at all that you want to ask me. So that is where I'll be stopping for now. And I'll be calling on Babatunde, who is going to be the facilitator that I'll be taking you on the journey for the next few weeks if you are to come on board. He has many years of experience working in the industry, and he's actually a subject matter expert. So without further ado, if Babatunde can take over from here. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Jackie. I hope I'm loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
All
hear.
right. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Babatunde Jimo. A product owner, Scrum Master, a business analyst. So it's good to have you here. Aki has probably said a whole lot, if not said everything at that. So I'm going to tell you for a fact that this is what doing, and then um, at the end of the tunnel, you have a very, very bright light, you know. So there is that money part. Yes, it's lucrative. Yes, it's a highly sought after skill. I'm sure by now you know. If not, you will be in this class. And I know that quite a lot of us have different history. You have different stories. Some of you are probably new in the UK. You probably just migrated and and then the realization came in. Oh, I need to really do something else. What you've probably been doing in Nigeria or any part of the world looks like it's not going to sustain you anymore, right? Yes, I understand that part. I understand that there might be people like that here in the class or who might be wanting to join us. And this class is to, we have spend a lot of time to make sure that what I teach can be broken down to the very granular form for everybody to be able to swallow, so to speak. So like I said, yes, the light at the tunnel is very bright. The pay is high. As you can see, the UK is an average of 50. So I've seen Scrum Master jobs that pays as much as 80, 90 per annum, thousand per annum. The US, the Canada, it's like that. But the point is, you cannot move from point A to Z without, satisfying B, C, D, and the rest. So as much as, yes, this is lucrative, as much as you can easily sit down in your house and get 3, 4 Scrum Master jobs and knock yourself out, but you need to be able to pay the price, and that is why we are here. Is that price that you should pay? That is why I'm here, right? So is to take us through that journey, and at least by the time you are done with this class, you should be able to even work at the intermediate level, at least, right? I must tell you, whatever we learn here is what is applicable even in the biggest of the biggest companies. If you see a Scrum Master job in KPMG, a Scrum Master job in PwC, what is required of you, or what is required of them, is exactly what we'll be learning at any level that you find yourself, that you'll be working as a Scrum Master or product owner. So having said that, I'm just going to run you through these slides, and because I'll be sharing my screen, so if you have any question, I may not be able to see your hands up. Just kindly, just speak and call my attention back to it. Um, yeah, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes.
All right. So embedding agile, iterative, and incremental software development method. So what is agile? Some of us have probably heard about it. Agile, Scrum, and the rest. So what does it entail? What does it mean? First of all, this is Scrum itself came from rugby. For those that have seen rugby, that point where they come together, that's them collaborating, and then somebody runs with the ball. You see, that action itself is what Scrum is about: coming together to collaborate, to agree on a thing, and then everybody running off to complete the task to achieve that. And that's exactly what happens in rugby. People come together, they come with a plan. Oh, you just hold the ball. Once we scatter, you just hold the ball, just run with the ball. We will try and guide you to achieve a goal, which is to reach the touchline, right? So why is there agile? Why the craze for agile? Why the craze for Scrum? Why is this so much in place? And the reason is simple. We are now in a age where we are in the tech age, we are in the digital age. I mean, and we are even moving past that. We are even entering the world of AI. We are entering the world of Web3. So there's going to be a massive um what's the word now? There's going to be a massive demand for Scrum Masters. There's going to be a massive one. That's the truth, right? Because it involves human management. There's no machine as we speak now that can manage human beings. None. And that is why the demand is going to be high. It's still going to be high. At least in the next 15 years, it's still going to be high. Scrum Masters, business analysts, because they are part of IT that involves managing people, which a machine cannot do. So I haven't said that. So I said, why agile? What is agile, right? So before now, there was a methodology that was called waterfall. I'm sure some of us have heard that before. Waterfall is, we also refer to it as a predictive approach, right? For those that have a business analysis background, we have two, major approaches. You have the predictive and the adaptive. Adaptive is the one we refer to as the agile. Why predictive is waterfall. So you want to predict how you want to build. So take for example your Microsoft Word. You know, some years back, it will have taken about 2 years, an average to build just Microsoft Word. Imagine. And the funny thing is, by the time you are deploying that solution, you find out that the taste of people have even shifted from what you understand to be. right? You went around gathering information. Oh, we are trying to build this XYZ software. How would you like it? We are gathering requirement, and he said, you know what, I like it like this. I like it to be color blue background. I like to be able to make calculations on it. And you gather all this requirement, and you went into development. 3 months, I'm sorry, 2 years down the line, then you came up with an MVP. Oh yes, we have done it. And by the time you get to the market, you find out that, oh, number one, there's a new guy in the market to even deployed before you. Number two, you find out that people's tastes have changed, right? Just like, just like you are now. You ask somebody, what's your best color today? They tell you it's blue. Ask the same person in 2 years' time. They say, I like bottle green or pepper red. That's now my best color. So the same way, human beings, our, we are insatiable, right? And it is applicable in every field of life, IT. And you can look at the progression of different softwares, different applications. Look at WhatsApp, for example. It came on as an end-to-end, encrypted chat, just chats end to end. There was no video call. There was no, there was no group call when it came in. It was just there to satisfy people, and people loved it. That was just what people wanted, just to be able to chat. So now or later, people got bored with just chatting. They wanted more. They wanted more. People now wanted to make video calls. People now wanted to make audio calls. People now wanted to, create community. People now wanted to, upload status. A lot. People wanted more and more and more. And when you see WhatsApp coming up with new features, it's not because they want to. It's because their feedback, the information they gathered, pointed them to that direction. So imagine if it takes you 2 years to build WhatsApp, and then people say, oh, we want this, it will take another 2 years. So it wasn't sustainable. That method of deploying solutions, taking too much time, planning everything at once, was not sustainable, because you would never be able to meet people's demand. And then came agile. So what is agile? Well, agile is about inspection and, interaction. It's about increment. So those are the core principles of agile: inspection, um, adaptation and increment. And what does that mean really? So I usually use this example of a pot of soup. Take waterfall to be you trying to make a pot of soup, and you are depending so much on your expertise, and you say, you know what, I'm just going to make this pot of soup. And let's assume you are even expecting visitors, 10 people. You just felt, oh, everybody is a Christian. Let me just make a pot of soup for them. Let me get pork, let me get nice, fresh, pork, and let me do this. And then you also so much dependent on your expertise. You say, oh, you know what, I'm just going to make this pot of soup. I'm not going to taste it, but I've been doing this for years. And then you went and make your pot of soup. That would be waterfall. And then it was when it was done, you now tasted it. You now find out that, oh, the salt was too much. When it was done, you now tasted it. You now find out that, oh, the seasoning wasn't enough. When your guests now came, you now found out that, oh, four of them are actually Muslims who don't eat pork. That is the situation that waterfall has gotten us. And in a fast-paced world where apps are being deployed almost every day, you have new apps coming up, apps coming up, and they are geared towards customers, towards adoption. You want people to download your WhatsApp, sorry, your app and use it, right? So what agile is now is now like you making that same pot of soup, and just before you made it, you decided to just make a phone call to the 10 guests you are expecting. No, hello, I don't know, would you mind, I'm trying to make pork, do you eat it? And then from that requirement gathering alone, you got to know that, oh, 6 of your guys or 4 of them out of the 10 guests you're expecting are Muslims who don't eat pork. That's one. That is what we call that's what we call requirement gathering, collaboration, collaborating with your customers. And then imagine you now continue your cooking. Every time, every 5 minutes, you taste the soup. Oh, okay. I need to add more salt. I need to add more sauce. More sauce. I need to add more this. I need to add more that. Oh, this is too much. That is adaptation. So eventually, by the time you are done with your pot of soup, you have a good soup to present. You are going to satisfy your customers. You are going to satisfy your friends. So that is what agile is. So we focus on increments. What do we need to to release now to satisfy our customers? How do we hold our customer for now? What is the most have? What is the must have? I mean, what is the must have now that our customers are clamoring for? Let us release it to them while we work on the rest, behind. Let us just give them what they want now. And that's why you see, that transition of WhatsApp. What do they want now? In the back then, 2010, 2011, there was WhatsApp was a revelation. It was phenomenal. There wasn't anything like that before. Then you had what do you call it, Yahoo Messenger, which required you to be on desktop or computer. And then you had a lot of unreal people, so but WhatsApp came. You could do it on your phone, you could chat with your friends. So it was just, people didn't care at that time. They just wanted chats, and that was what WhatsApp gave them. Very, I mean, in no time they started clamoring for more. And then you keep you keep giving them what they want per time. Because if you wait to give them everything they want, and it will take you a long time, by the time you are deploying, their taste might have moved on. Or somebody, sometimes the first to the market takes it all. It's the winner takes all, right? Winner takes all. So, and that is what agile is about. It's about we delivering what people want. We call it MVP, minimum viable product. We need to, what does our customer want now? Okay, they want to be able to make payments, just send money, receive money, get alerts, check their balance, and what just that. Okay, that's what they want. Okay, give them that. Let them be able to do that now. It is possible that in 4 months you say, okay, let's also try and integrate VAS, so that they can recharge their phones, so that they can recharge their cable TVs, so that they can pay certain bills, electricity bills. Say, okay, really, would that make sense? Is that what they want? Say yes. Okay, give it, add it to it now. So that's what agile is about. So agile is a solution delivery method. Is a solution delivery method, and under it we have several frameworks. That's why we have the XP, we have the Kanban, um, we have the Scrum, right? There's also some hybrid that that have come out of Agile, like Safe. That's some of you must have heard about Safe, the Safe Scrum Master, the Safe Product Owner, and the rest, right? So take these frameworks to be like your, for those that are a bit mathematically inclined. Yeah, I don't like maths. It's like you saying you want to solve quadratic equation. I think there are about 2 or 3 methods for solving it. You'll get the same answer, but there are 2 methods. There is the I think quadratic equation method, and I think there's a, maybe, sorry for the formula. I'm not a mathematician, so that's what we mean here too. So when we say Scrum, is a framework under Agile. When we say XP, that's extreme programming, is a framework under Agile. When we say Kanban, is a framework under Agile. When we say Safe, is a framework under Agile, right? So Agile is the parent word here, right? Agile value iteration, adaptation, and increment, right? I hope I'm not too fast. Is anybody lost?
You're on point.
All right. Thank you very much. So these are the core values of Agile. Like I said, this is just a tester class. We just go through it. But in Learn with Pride, we so much really focus on practical. So our classes are just going to be more practically driven. We will have simulations. You will do it yourself, right? Because that's the only way you can build confidence. For those that have gone through my class, ask them, they will tell you. And I say this over and over again. There's little in what you remember in what I say. Very little. Everything I say, if I end up speaking to you in the next 2 hours, you probably summarize everything in 5 minutes, right? You'll probably summarize everything in 5 minutes. So you probably not remember up to 50% of what I say. But you see, whatever you are involved in doing, I'm telling you, it will stick more. So with very practical, you are going to be doing yourself, all the meetings, all everything, you are going to be having that simulation yourself. So in Agile, these are the things we value in Agile. We value individual and interaction. So what do we mean by that? Individual interaction. So you see, one of the failures of waterfall is because it is too process driven. And you and I know that sometimes processes fail. You have, well, some people have told you, if you want to be rich, go to school, right? Going to school doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will be rich. No. And but that is a process. He probably worked in the 60s and 30s, and where education was, it wasn't it didn't go around. But nowadays, the fact that you went to school or you went to the university, the fact that you went through that process doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will be rich. Some years back, if you tell your daddy you want to be a comedian, they will probably take you to church and pray for you, because it wasn't a known process of getting rich, right? Or getting wealthy. So in agile too, we value result. We are more result driven than process in agile. We are more result. We want a result. We want this app to be live. We want people to find it easy to recharge their phone. That is the goal. Take away all these processes. We know if this process is not going to work, let us focus on results. So we are result driven in agile, or agile promote results. Individuals and interaction. That means we value interacting with people, the customers themselves. Let us ask them what they want, right? Let's ask them what they want. Let's do what they want, not what we think they want. There's a very big difference. I usually use this example. Everybody has a picture of their dream home in their head. You have your dream, your picture, right? But you know what? It is just your picture. Imagine you become a family man or a family woman, and you want to impose that picture that you've always carried for probably 25 years of your life, 30 years of your life. That's what you want to build. Guess what? That is just going to be your home, not your family house. But imagine how nice it would be just for you to say, okay, maybe you have two kids, and talk to them. How would you like your room to be? How would you like your the color of your bed, the color of the room? Just tell me. You'll be shocked at what your children will be telling you. Daddy, I want this, I want my bed to be this color, I want Cinderella bed sheet, I want this, I want that. Imagine how nice it would be if you have asked your wife how you want her kitchen to be, rather than you just going ahead to build the picture in your head of how you want the kitchen to be. Right? And this is exactly what happens in Scrum. We want to know what you want. We want to build for you what you want. Because if you go ahead and build a house based on your own picture, you will just have a house, not necessarily a home, right? Because your children will like to come home if their bedroom is the picture they've already always carried, and that is what you have built for them, right? You have given them what they want. They will love to come home. Your wife will probably love to be in the kitchen almost every time, because it is the picture in her head of how she wants her kitchen to be like, right? But you can only know if you interact with them. You can only know how your children will want their rooms to be if you interact with them. You can only know how your wife wants her kitchen to be if you interact with her, right? So working software, like I said, we are result driven in agile. Customer collaboration is very important, very, 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 very important. If you must stay in this career, collaboration is very key. You cannot afford to be that quiet type, and I mean that in quotes. You cannot afford to assume there's no assumption here. It's very dangerous. You can't assume you have to be sure this is it, right? So collaboration, responding to change, agile respond to change faster and easier than any other framework, because like I said, things change. You can be on it, and then anything will happen that will make you or require you to change your trajectory. So take for example, before COVID, before 2020, about 80% of interviews, if not 90, was physical. You have to come to the office, they have to interview you, and the rest. But just because of the event of COVID, just because of that COVID, now I'm sure about 90% of interviews are now virtual, the other way around. So event will happen. Agile helps us to easily change. So if, for example, we were building an app, and then anything happened or anything just requires us to change our direction, Agile can easily do that, because remember, we inspect, we build, and we iterate. So these are the 12 agile principles. You can always read this up. Satisfying customers, motivated teams, technical experience, simplicity, face-to-face communication, changing requirements, delivering frequent values, progress measurement, self-organized teams, continuous improvement, sustainable workplace, daily collaboration. These are the 12 agile principles. You can always read them. Like I said, here we are very, very practical in what we do. And we have the Scrum rules. We have the Scrum Master, we have the product owner, we have the dev team. Who are these people, right? Or who are these? When we say Scrum Master, what is even a Scrum Master? What are his roles and responsibilities? How do we achieve this? So, like, I mean, if for you, if you are looking at my screen, you will see these are the responsibilities and roles of a Scrum Master: remove obstacles, shield the team from external interference, conduct sprint retrospective at the end of a sprint. It's a facilitator, not a manager, maintains the sprint burn down, and but these are basically what they do. But again, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot. I remember, I think the last class I held, somebody asked a question after the class. Say, "Ah, really? So is this everything? Is this why these guys are this much paid? Right? Really? Is this all about Scrum? And really, I thought it was so difficult." I said, "No, it's not difficult. Really, this is it." Right? Okay. So how come they get this much money? I said, "You know what? You think it's easy to manage people? You will know it is not easy. By the time you start, you find out that to even get people to for a meeting, just to get people to say, oh, please have a meeting by 4, to make sure that you have 100% attendance is not a small work. Somebody is genuinely not going to be present because they have to attend to everything. And yeah, this meeting is important for you. As a matter of fact, it's a dependency. If you don't fix this thing that needs to be discussed in the meeting, development will not be able to continue. Yet you cannot even get 60% of the people inside the meeting because of different issues. Right? So there's a lot of human management that goes into this. A lot. So this is a Scrum Master. This is what it does. We'll have that simulation in class for those that will be privileged to join us. We'll be simulating how they work. What are the things they do? How do they collaborate? This daily stand-up, what happens there? What are the questions you'll be asking? How do you manage developers? Because you'll be working with developers, and guess what? You are the one. They'll be reporting to you on a daily basis. So how do you communicate with developers? They have their languages. You'll be hearing things like API, you'll be hearing things like endpoints, you'll be hearing things like REST API, you'll be hearing things like dev environment, you'll be hearing things like staging environment, and all the other stupid terms that you don't even like. Right? So how do we communicate with these guys? How do we collaborate to achieve a goal? So these are the things we'll be learning in class. The second person is a product owner. Product owner. This guy is probably the most important person in the entire Scrum framework. Um, you carry a very, very big cross. Don't be scared. It's not difficult. It's not. It's not. It's not something you should be scared of. But a whole lot lies on your shoulder as a product owner. And why is that? Because you are dictating the pace, you are dictating the direction, you are dictating the flow. You are the one that will gather requirements, especially if there's no business analyst in your project, right? You are the one that will interface with the client, with the end users, gather the requirement, break them down into um pellets, so to say, that your developers can consume and understand. You are the middleman between tech and business. The business guys, your executive, your clients, those guys, they don't understand tech languages. They don't want to understand. They don't care. They don't even want to know developers. They probably don't want to even talk to them. You are the one they will talk to, right? Your developers also they are not business minded. They don't even like those guys. They don't like the CEOs. They don't even want to speak to them. You are the one they will also speak to. So you are the middleman here. You must be able to satisfy the customer to the development team. You have to think like a customer and represent the customer, the interest of the customer to the development team, to the developers, to the business. You also have to represent the interest of the developers. You are the middleman. You are the guy. If development don't go well, it is you, because guess what? Everybody's going to say, oh, it is the requirement that the product owner gave us. It's the user story that he gave us that we are working on. So these are the responsibilities of this guy called the product owner. He ensures the team working on highest value product is accountable for product success. I just told you, he's accountable. You see, that word is very important. Yeah, he's accountable for product success, right? He gathers requirements, he define all product features, is responsible for prioritizing product features, maintain the product backlog. We'll talk extensively about this, and it's not about talking. We are going to, you know, do what these guys do. We are going to do them real life. You know, how they gather requirement, how they define product features, how they maintain the product backlog. What is even a product backlog? What does it contain? All those things we're going to talk about them. How do you design one? You yourself, you are going to design one. How do you prioritize product features? How do you, ensure success in what you are building? These are the things we will be handling in class. And I like to say this, even though I'm always very careful in saying it. For those that would like to go into this line of career, product owner, you will be learning some, basis of business analysis, IT business analysis. So, as much as I don't really like to say it, but it's the truth. Some of you, if you have the guts, you can also become IT business analyst in the process. So there are some business analysis roles. If you check their requirement, you find out that it's similar to what is being required of you as a product owner, right? So we also have the people that we call the Scrum team. Scrum team. Who are the people that constitute the Scrum team? You find out basically. Sorry, I'm just a minute. So who do we refer to as a Scrum team? They are professionals. Everybody directly involved in at the implementation stage. Everybody directly involved. So in a typical software development lifecycle, we have the DevOps engineer, we have the QA tester, we have the product owner, we have the um, Scrum master, we have the front end developer, we have the back end developer or the full stack in some cases. We have the mobile developer, we have the product designer, you even have the tech lead sometime, tech lead or solutions architect. So these are the people that primarily come together to build all your softwares, all the applications, all the websites, or everything you see out there. These guys, they are referred to as the Scrum team. They are referred to as the Scrum team. So how do you communicate with them? Like I said, these are the things you do in class. Your Scrum team, there are no set rules. They're supposed to collaborate within themselves. Everybody knows their job. A front end is not going to do a back end job. A tester is not going to do a product owner's job. And so everybody's role is well understood, right? The team define tasks and assignments, maintain um they maintain the sprint backlog, maintain the sprint backlog and what have you. So the Scrum team, these are the people you will be managing as a product owner. These are the people you will be managing as a Scrum master. These are the guys you'll be managing. Guess what? These guys are not easy to deal with. Yes, this Scrum team, they are the people you will be managing as a product owner and as a Scrum master. They are not easy to deal with. You have a timeline that you must strictly adhere to. If a 3 months project, you want to make sure that you deliver even before the 3 months, right? It's not always a good excuse to deliver to exceed the timeline. It's not good, especially if it's a B2B business. I'm sorry, if it's a B2B transaction, right? It's not good. So you'll be dealing with them, you'll be managing them, right? And then we have Scrum artifacts. What do we mean by Scrum artifacts? Basically two of them, right? The product backlog and the sprint backlog. And what's the product backlog? These are the things we also talk in class. The tools that you'll be using as a product owner. We are going to be talking about 2 or 3 tools. Jira is a very important tool that you must learn. We are going to be learning how to use Jira, how to create project on Jira, how to how to write epics, how to write user stories, and a whole lot of things like that, right? So your product backlog, we are going to learn how to design a product backlog and a sprint backlog and everything like that. I mean, I'm just trying to paraphrase. So in Scrum, we have 4 meetings, or we sometimes they are referred to as a Scrum ceremony. We have the sprint planning, we have the daily stand up, we have the sprint retrospective, and we have the sprint review, right? So again, what happens in this meeting? Who's supposed to facilitate this meeting? What are you expected to do in these meetings? These are the things we'll be discussing, and this is the Scrum process. This is how it looks like. As you can see from here, we have the user stories, which forms the product backlog, then the sprint planning. From sprint planning, you put your sprints, the user stories that you want to commit to for this sprint. By the way, probably some of you are thinking, what's a sprint? What is a sprint? I just explained. A sprint is just like, it's just an English word. Sprint means to run, right? Sprint is you're exerting all your energy, within a short period of time. Boo, 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 100 meters. It's a full sprint. Your leg, every part of your body is involved. So that's why. So in a sprint, so when we talk about sprint in Scrum, what we mean is a 2 weeks or a 4 weeks event. It's a 2 weeks or a 4 weeks event, depending on what the product owner decides or what the team decides. 2 weeks or 4 weeks to deliver a particular increment. So, for example, you want to build a login page, you want to build the dashboard. So we are taking those two things into sprints. That means after that 2 weeks or after the 4 weeks, your login should be working or the dashboard should be functional. So that's what we mean by sprint. So again, we will be really, really talking about this. There's no coding involved in this, right? It's a non-coding part of IT. No coding. As a matter of fact, it involves a lot of human management. You'll be managing people, you're managing developers, and this is what we are here to learn. And then getting projects, the Scrum pitfall that you should be careful about when you become a Scrum master or a product owner. Some of the pitfalls that you should be careful about. What the books don't tell you, and that's why we are here. That I found out that in this career there is a big difference between what the book teaches and what the reality is. You will see by the time we start, some of you begin to ask me questions. Oh, I've read this thing now. The book says this, and then this is not what we are doing. I'll tell you why. Because things are changing, right? So these are the things we'll be talking about: how to handle change requests, what are change requests, how do you handle it, getting project done, and stuff like that. So yeah, what the books don't tell you. Adoption by only tech team will result in failure. Scrum is not a silver bullet. The main goal of a Scrum master, these are the things we will have in class. We'll have simulation in class, interview simulation. Like I said, we'll go through Jira. Everybody must know how to use Jira. I will also teach you mind maps, the read log. These are some of the things that we'll be learning in class. So as you can see, this is Scrum, this is product owner, this is the dev team. This is everything about Scrum in a minute, right? Of course, it's way, way, way more than this, but theoretically, so to speak, yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is how it is. And at Learn with Pride, like I said, in fact, I tell people, you please go and try and read it before you even come to class. But read it, because when you come to class, it's going to be very practical. That's one. Two, I also like to challenge people. Before you come to class, try and check up Scrum Master jobs. This job adverts, Scrum Master product owner. Look at the requirements. That should form like your checklist when you come to class, so that you can say, oh, now I know this. Oh, now I know this. Now I can do this. Now I can do that. Right? Because like I said, personally, somebody like me, I can't do all the jobs. Sincerely speaking, I can't do all the jobs. I mean, I can only do maybe maximum of maybe three at a time, and then the jobs are coming. When I don't know how many offers I've gotten within the last 2 weeks. The HRs now reach out to me on my LinkedIn. They send me messages. I can show you, right? Offering me, but I can't do all. So personally, I really, really feel that, and like we can create a community of people where, oh, come on, get this job, because the jobs are out there, and like I said, the demand is even going to increase because we are really going into the world of AI, and AI is powered by data. AI is powered by requirements. AI is garbage in, garbage out. What you feed the machine, and you subject the machine to over time that it repeats, right? So you are going to be involved. There's going to be a lot of development. It's going to double. It's going to triple. Like I said, there's also Web3 is now here. Metaverse is now here. So the demand is going to increase. They are going to need you, because machine cannot. Machine doesn't have empathy. Machine is not emotional, right? It's only human that show these things. If your team member is sick, you're supposed to deliver, and you say, "Oh, I'm down." It is only you that can say, "All right, it's fine. This is what I can do. Okay, it's fine." Machine is just going to say he's absent. That's all. Machine is just going to report him as being absent. He's not doing his job, right? So please, please, and please, as much as there's money in this thing, I need you to be able to roll up your sleeves and do what is required. I need you to really, really be able to get your hands dirty, right? So I've been teaching this for a while now, and I know some of the pitfalls of people. People get complacent along the way, and I understand. A lot of, like I said, a lot of us have different stories, a lot of us have different history. Some of you have children, you just relocated. I really understand. You have to attend to your children, you have to attend to to your job. And then again, the pressure and the fear is there. Excuse me. The fear is there, the pressure is there, right? You are going to deal with all those things yourself, right? But again, look at it this way, right? This thing has the potential of making life easier for you. So as much as all these things are calling for your attention, I just need you to be able to commit to this training. When I give you assignment, do. When you are in class, just be there, right? That's all it takes. That is all it takes. I just need you to be able to get your hands dirty with me. Let's get dirty together, right? Let's all roll up our sleeves. And believe me, right, if you can do that, it's just about 1 hour investment in a day. Don't limit your learning to this platform. Go online. Of course, like I said, the worst case is you should be able to work as at an intermediate level. That's the worst, which is even fair enough, right? So get all that. I mean, get yourself neck deep inside this, and just look at it that, okay, in the next 3 months, I want to be highly knowledgeable about this field. That's all. Believe me, by the time you try, you start throwing your CVs out there, you will be. It's a matter of time. You will even get fed up. Maybe. I mean, I've been there. How many jobs are you going to do? Maybe 2 or 3 at the most. But it's interesting if you can do three. Imagine one is paying 55, another one is paying 60. And even if it is 100, if two of them can conveniently give you 100,000 pounds a month. Sorry, yeah, a year. I mean, why not? Why not? For those outside the UK, yes, in Nigeria is paying heavily. I have a colleague who is being paid 800,000 naira as a scrum master in Nigeria. It's not that they said I know, right? So please, please, and please, this is it. As much as I like to encourage you, it's in your court, right? And for those that will be joining us, I hope we'll have a swell time, a good time. So thank you very much. Is there any question, please?
Yeah, my hand has been up. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. I have like 2 questions, although I've walked out of my table. First, you talked about waterfall. Why this is
Yeah,
going on? Can
yeah.
we go across waterfall? Maybe touch a bit of it during training, during the class. That is number one. Number two, for someone that doesn't know how to design a product when the time comes, probably somebody that doesn't know how to do a design or presentation, how would this person handle product design? Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
So how would this person
Kindly
handle
mute.
yeah,
All right. When you are done, please mute
Bye.
because there's a lot of background noise from your
yeah,
side.
I
Bye.
sorry
Bye.
Sorry,
about the
there's somebody
temperature
that
anyway.
Yunusa, please, can you
Bye.
mute, please?
Bye. Bye. Ọ̀dọ̀ ìyá ayọ̀ tó ń ṣe irun rẹ̀ fún ìyá sọ mi.
Yunusa, please, or who is there's a lot of background noise, please. Unfortunately, I can't mute from here. Akin, are you there? Please kindly mute this guy for me, please. All right, thank you very much. So, your first question, you said, are we going to touch on waterfall? I would say no. This class is strictly an agile Scrum class. However, there might be, we may have to reference waterfall but we are not going to be having a practical class about waterfall. For maybe just some few explanation here and there about waterfall, but not. This class is not a waterfall class, right? That's one. Two, you talked about product designing. I'm not sure if I understand you, but product design, Akin will probably during the project, you probably be working with a product designer, otherwise or also known as the UI UX designer, right? So as a product owner, yes, you'll be presenting to stakeholders. So we will also be having that in class, how to present, how to what you should be saying. We'll have those simulations in class, but you are not designing. You are not a product designer. That's a different field. But in terms of presentation, you will be doing that as a product owner. Yes, we'll have that simulation, but you are not designing screens. You are not designing UI UX. You are not doing that. That is strictly for a product designer, right? Yeah. I hope I've answered your question.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's clear. That means, in that case, one will be working hand in hand with product designer on what, maybe giving a product designer a specification of what you want. Is that it?
Yeah. So it's not even a
Okay.
product designer alone, right? You are the product owner. You are the one that gather the requirement. Everybody on that team is going to look onto you for clarity and for direction. You are leading that team,
All right.
invariably. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So can somebody marry this together, product designer and Scrum, product owner and Scrum master? In case, I know I have seen a lot of job ad. You were right when you say it had high in demand. Um, I've seen a lot of Scrum Master ad online. Can one marry it together? Because I've not seen an advert where they say an agile Scrum Master with product owner together. I've only seen Scrum Master, Agile, or Agile and Waterfall. So that was
All
why
right.
I asked the question of Waterfall.
All right. So this is it. As you go, you are going to see different job description or job roles, right? So, I mean, if you have the capacity to learn more skills, why not? If you have the capacity to learn product design, yes, why not? Myself, I'm a business analyst, right? I'm a certified business analyst. I am a certified product owner. I'm a certified Scrum Master, right? And I'm still even, putting my small neck inside testing, right? So if you have the capacity, but the thing is, please know this: don't chase the ball. You cannot be everything. There are some job you will it's not your own. You will see, oh, you can see Scrum Master, but you must have testing background, or they want you to be a tester. You can't do everything. You will see all these things, different jobs asking you to have this other skill. You can't learn everything. So, but the most important is the two that you choose to learn, know it well. You are not going to be able to do all, right? So yes, I'm also a product manager. So I am an expert in these four fields primarily: business analysis, Scrum Master, product owner, and product management. I am an expert in these four fields. But sometimes I come across jobs as a BA with a financial background. I don't go there. I don't like finance. It's not my thing. I don't apply. I see sometimes they say business analyst with Salesforce background. I don't. It's not my thing. But within my domain, I will see enough jobs that I can't do it. So yes, it's fine if you have the capacity to learn more, to learn product design, the UI UX. Fine, you can go for it. It's totally okay, because there may be a job that will require those two um, expertise, right? So you can go for it. Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Then one last question, please. Apologies to others before
Okay.
I leave. One last question. Must, must one have do the professional exam before getting this job? And what
All
does it
right.
take to do the professional exam? And how many weeks do you recommend after the class for one to take to go for the professional certificate?
All right. So number one, I can talked about this initially. So there are two things. You can take the professional exam and not have the skills. You can have the skills and not have the certificate. So the question is, which one is most important? The most important thing is having the skill. So guess what? Imagine you go for an interview and you have the skill, and sorry, you don't have the skill, and you have the certificate. Of course, that's probably what attracted the interviewer to you in the first place. And then you get into the interview, and then you cannot ace your interview. You don't sound convincing. You don't sound like a professional. Your certification at that point is not going to matter. And flip it to the other side. If you don't have the certification, but you have the experience, and you go for an interview, even though they have asked that you be certified, but you go for the interview and you are able to wow your interviewers, they are not going to bother about that certification. So for me, I would say learn the trade first, know it first. The certification, of course, there are different bodies, as you some of you might know, there are a lot of bodies offering certificate. The industry standard, right, is Scrum Alliance. At least I will mention three, maybe Exin, Scrum Alliance, and Scrum.org. I normally recommend Scrum.org. It's a resource. Scrum.org. They have three categories of Scrum exam. They have the PSM1, PSM2, I think PSM3. PSM1 is okay for you. If you have PSM1, you are also considered as a professional Scrum Master, or as in, and then for the product owner too, you can write it in on Scrum.org. But
Hello.
PSM1 is
Hello.
150. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I think the person is talking to someone. We can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Continue. Sorry.
All right. So for the PSM1 is just $150. It's okay if you have PSM1, you are a professional certified Scrum Master, right? So that's just it. I can recommend Scrum.org for you. You can write the exam anytime, after the class or even in between the class. Read their manual for the exam. Read they have each of them have exam materials. I mean the exam material. Read it and go for the exam. If you want to write Scrum.org, you can reach out to me. I will share the material with you, some question banks and any other thing that you need. Right? So that's that is it on that. Steve Omiunu, can I have you please? Steve.
All right. Thank you very much. What I want, although you've already touched part of my questions in parts, though, I am a full stack developer, and
Okay.
I've been in the field for quite a while. So
Mhm.
what I was wondering is coming into agile Scrum Master field. I
Yeah.
mean, would there be any advantage there? I've worked with a lot of Scrum Masters, and I know how heavy they can come down on one sometimes. So, is there really any advantage
But
in
I'm
coming into
glad.
this field?
Yes, so I'm glad you are a full stack, and you guys always have problems with Scrum Masters. So there is
All
there
the time.
yes, yes, I know. I know. So yes, there's a lot of advantage. So because number one, you will now understand why this problem happened. You will understand if not for anything, you will understand why there is always this fight between you and the Scrum Master. So and then you can know why, and then you will know how to respond. That's one. Two, some of the tools being used. For example, some developers don't know how to use Jira, and the Scrum Master will want to enforce that you move your task on Jira. So now this kind of classes will help you to know how to use Jira and why these guys fight you. Oh, you're not moving your tasks, you are not doing this, blah blah blah. Three, it's also an added skill. Where I work, there's a lady that transitioned for she's a tester. Maybe she doesn't like it anymore. She's not a Scrum Master. So I mean, for the sake of it being having an extra skill, why not? If you're a full stack and you have another Scrum Master job, so why not? It's about cashing in. At the end of the day, it's about cashing in. So
Of course.
you have those three advantages. You have an extra skill that can fetch you money, right? Because again, I tell people one of the most threatened jobs now are developer jobs, especially front end jobs. It's highly, highly, highly threatened. There are codes now. There are machines for translating designs into code straight up.
I hardly work with front end these days. Front end,
Uh-huh.
I mean, with a Bootstrap, I can get any.
You
I
get
can get
me.
any
You
front
you
end I need.
understand.
I
You get
hardly
what I'm
work with
saying.
them. Yes, now.
You understand. There are now AIs that will transform designs into code
Design
straight
directly to,
easily.
of course, now.
ChatGPT has made it worse, right?
Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse. So what I'm trying to say, so what is the problem? I mean, what if you can get an extra skill, why not? It's about cashing in. So that's just it, right? So that's just it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Any
you.
other question? You're welcome. Any other question, please?
Sorry,
Sorry.
just one more question, please. Sorry.
Once
The
again,
training
there is no
generally will
much.
take like
It's
how
a
long?
little this thing.
Sorry. I can just said it. I can said it's going to take 3 months for this particular first section. the training, the technical know-how itself will be a month. It's going to happen on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. We are going to have that class,
Time.
and then um, so Aki will communicate that. I think it's depends because of time zone, and it happens between 2 and 5. That's
Okay.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. UK time to 5 p.m.
Okay. I
Hello,
already
sir.
joined the WhatsApp group. I don't know. I need to attend to something else now. Can I leave now?
Of course,
I already joined the
come.
WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Can I get more information on the WhatsApp group later on?
There's a number on your
Hello, sir.
screen at the moment.
Yes, I took that. I took that number as well too.
Yeah, so message that number. That's a direct number to me. I will respond to that. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you very
Hello.
much.
Hello.
Yes.
Good,
Yes.
good afternoon. Good evening. Mina is my name.
Please, if
I'll
you
put
want to
some
ask
questions on the chat
questions,
box. No,
yeah,
no rest.
I will attend to it
Yes.
now. But if anyone has got question, please kindly raise your hand. We call everyone, and also the ones on the chat. I'll read them out now as well. So, but if you have any questions
Okay.
that you want to ask, please kindly raise your hand, and I will call everyone. So quickly going on the chat now. Let's attend to those on the chat now. Please can you on the must you write the professional exam before continuing search for job? I think Babatunde just answered that. Your knowledge is more powerful than any certification, but it's still a good thing to have at the end of the day, probably at your own free time. You can still sit for it if you still want to go for one. Please let me know if the slide of the webinar will be sent to the attendees. No, we don't send the slides out, but if you enroll on the training, then you have enough slides to play with or to work with. How do we enroll? There's a number on your screen right now. If you can message that number, I'll respond to that if you want to enroll. Again, the program is for 3 months. The first 4 weeks is for practical training that will happen on Saturdays and Sundays. The time is changing end of this month for UK, so we'll be in the time zone here. So, well, so that will be like 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So to say UK time. But I believe it should be the same time by the time it starts. Where does Scrum Master get employed? I mean, does it get stuck at a particular sector or industry? Babatunde, do you want to answer?
All right. It is most relevant in the IT field. However, when we say IT now, it now cut across every sector: health, oil and gas, banking, agriculture. There is always IT in everything right now, right? So there could be a reason to build an app, right, in the health sector. My brother works with London Underground, right? He at the time reached out to me to help him fix a CV for a Scrum Master for London Underground, TFL. What do they call them? Because in the transport system too, there is need for tech, right? So you cannot box yourself to say, okay, I'm just a nurse. Yes, it's fine if you are a nurse and a Scrum Master. So if your hospital wants to build, they will really love you that is part of the system to be a part of that development. For you to be the product owner or the Scrum Master, they will. It really makes a lot of sense than to get somebody from the outside world. So that's what I think. So it's applicable in the tech world, right? But again, tech is in everything now, right? Agile is applicable in everything. Agile, when we say agile, the word agile itself, I think it started from Toyota in assembling cars, right? So it's applicable in every field, whatever you do. So that's just how I will answer that question. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Babatunde. The next question is from Minaye. What is the minimum specification for the laptop to acquire this training? And is the class going to be recorded as well? Yes, every session is recorded because you need it for playback and even if you miss a class, you'll still be able to get the recorded version on LMS. We have an LMS platform whereby you just have to log in and you have access to all the recordings as well. This for the laptop, I'll say any laptop, any Windows laptop. I always like Windows laptop. Um, The processor probably Intel Core from i3, i5, i7, all depends on what you can afford. But just make sure that you are getting probably Intel Core or Intel Dual Core processor.
So I can let me say one more thing. So please, all the tools will be using, they are cloud based. So you don't doesn't really need any, even if your system is, so you are not, it's not a desktop version that we'll be using. They are all cloud based. So even if your desktop is 2 gig RAM, so far you can browse with it. It's fine.
All right, that's fine. Is it only related to IT?
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Is it only related to IT? I am not an IT person at all. I think Babatunde has answered this. You don't need to. I think every sector needs has got an IT department, and also this course is for. It might be a nurse now. You might be a customer service, but you are looking to go probably into IT. You don't need to know anything because you are coming on the training to come and learn. And as long as you are ready to learn, you know, you are determined and the dedication is there, then it doesn't matter the background you are coming from because you are going to take you on the journey together as long as you are ready to get your hands dirty. I hope I answered that question. Please, how much does this training cost and what's the duration? The cost is 499 in pounds, in naira is 400,000. Although I said 20% discount is will be given, and also it's only half payment that is required to start, and the other half can be paid after 4 weeks. But everything needs to be cleared before you are put on a project. That is it, but you can start with half payment. Is Scrum Master relevant to health sector and in public line? I think Babatunde has answered this as well. Yes, it is relevant in every sector. Facilitator, number one, what app should I download to do this training? You don't need any app. Everything that needs to be downloaded or used as a tool is going to tell you on the course, but you don't need to pre-download anything before you come on the training. What is the laptop specification? This has just been answered. Said any laptop can be used as long as you can browse with that laptop. You can use any laptop. And three, will there be recorded classes? So in case I missed, yes, it's a live class, but it's going to be recorded just in case anybody misses any class. You can listen to the playback. Is the Scrum meant for IT background? You don't need, as I said again, you don't need to come from IT background.
I think you are repeating the questions already. I think you are repeating it. We've had that one. There's a new one now that just came up on before.
I'm just starting from the beginning, just in case I missed anybody's question. That is why I started from the beginning. Please, how much is the project management class? This is not a project management session, but project management as well is 499, and I think currently there's a 20% on that as well. Please, can you tell difference between PMP and Prince2 method of project delivery? This is not a project management overview session. We had that, I think, a couple of days ago, 2 days ago or thereabout. This could have been explained better in that session. Is this training for everyone, even if you are not into project management? Again, this is Scrum Master / product owner. This is not project management training. There's a difference between a Scrum Master and a project management. But project management, if you want to enroll on project management, the enrollment is on as well, and you can as well copy the number on the WhatsApp on your screen right now and message me. I'll respond to the message. But this particular session or overview session is for Scrum Master / product owner. Is this the cost of the exam? No, we don't deal with exam. This is to do them. We only deal with practical training and you working on a live project. So the number that I said, the cost that I said, 499 or 400,000, is the cost for the 3 months duration with us, which entails 4 weeks of practical training and 2 months of a live project whereby you'll be working as part of a team. So, but if you are still interested in writing the exam, that is a separate cost um, for you. That, but as I said, we believe more in acquiring the skills than the certification. So that's why we are not really particular about certification. But that being said, again, as I made mention earlier on, the course is accredited. All our courses are accredited now by CPD standard. So you get their certificate at the end of the program as well, which is recognizable in over 60 countries, Nigeria inclusive, Ghana inclusive, UK, Canada, Australia, just to say the list. I'm also starting a PMP training. I'm an architect in Nigeria. How beneficial could this be for me as well, please? Babatunde, do you want to take this?
All right. So PMP is project management, right? So I don't know how to say this. I am business analyst. I'm a certified business analyst with IIBA. About 17,000 certified people in the world. PMP has almost 1 million people in the world. So it's about your perspective and what you want, right? Like I said, if you really want this for the sake of having an extra, you never can say. If this will earn you extra money, why not? Right? Project management is very synonymous to Scrum Master. As a matter of fact, when you check some job roles, you will see that they are asking you as a Scrum Master to have PMP, or as a project manager to work as a Scrum Master. Yes, highly interwoven, because a project manager is managing the entire project. A, a Scrum Master is managing the development. So I normally say this: there's a difference between the project and the product. So the project manager is at the high level. You have the PMO, you have the you have the project manager, right? So you are, just for example, you want to build a two-story building. The project of building doesn't start from just buying cement. No, it starts from acquiring the land. It starts from acquiring, getting all the documentation, and then the house itself is the product. So the Scrum Master is more in charge of the product, while the project manager is more in charge of the entire project. So yes, it's very good. When you check certain job roles, they will even ask for that. Maybe PMP certified, or they want you to be a project manager and be a Scrum Master. As a matter of fact, if you're a project manager in the IT setup in software development, they'll sometimes ask you to be the Scrum Master. So yes, it's an added advantage for you if are you are starting a PMP program, or you are already certified and you want to take Scrum. It's an extra for you, and you never can say yeah. So I will advise and say yes. Why not go on and get the training?
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
Babatunde. That's to Kunle. Can you list what the 400K will cover? So that is number one, the practical training. Number two, the live project. This is not a capstone project. You'll be involved in a live project. Number three, you get a CPD accredited certificate. Number four, the mentorship. Number five, you have our support. Number six, you belong to an alumni group where you can communicate with like-minded people. Number nine, we assist you with interview preparation. And lastly, you get a UK work reference for the duration that you are with us. That is what is entailed in the package. So to say, please, how much is the training going for? In pounds is 499, in naira is 400,000, but there's a 20% discount at the moment. So, and only half payment is required to start on the course. What certification are we getting after the training? You are getting a CPD, this certificate. As I mentioned, I don't know whether this person joined late. So, as I said, the all our courses are now accredited with this body. They are called CPD Standard Office, right? So you get their certificate at the end of the training, which looks like this. Which looks like this. And this is recognizable. This is recognized in over 60 countries. right? So that is another benefit that you are getting from us. Please, any other question? If you have question, please kindly raise your hand on the chat and I'll call you. Please list out all we are getting. Okay, I've answered that. Can you send us the link for this training? Someone who couldn't join would like to listen. Yeah, if you join the WhatsApp group, the recorded version will be sent on the WhatsApp group, or you can search for Learn with Pride on YouTube as well. This will be uploaded on YouTube as well. So if you follow us on YouTube, you get the notification when this particular video is uploaded on YouTube, or you can just join our WhatsApp group and it will be posted there. Any other question from anyone? That is all from the group chat, from the chat. Any other question from anyone before we call it a day? Any final question, clarification, um, anything that you don't know that you want to know?
Thank you for this session. Very much appreciated. Quite a number of things learned. Thank you. Over.
You're welcome, Wale. You're welcome. So we are open to start this on the 25th of this month. That's when the journey will be starting, the 3-month journey. So
once again, Akin, I want to also thank you for your time taking and for the enormous details you have given us on how to ride. God bless you.
Thank you, Bantu. You're welcome. All right. So for any other question, just note down the number on your screen. That's a direct WhatsApp to me. I'll respond to every message or any queries on that number. And if you want to enroll as well, you can as well message that number as well. Again, 20% is available till a week's time. Then it will be back to the normal price, starting on the 25th of this month. And yes, it will be glad to have you on board. We'll be glad to, walk the walk with you, and at the end of the day, see you get the job of your dream and make that money as well. So for that question, who do I refer to? Please send the number. Please, what number are you talking about? There's a number on your screen right now. There's a WhatsApp number on your screen right now. Please take a screenshot of that number or you note it down somewhere. Is 25th not too far? That's just, is that not 2 weeks time? Oh, sorry, hold on. 25th is 3 weeks time, sorry. 18th, sorry. That should be 18th. 18th is 2 weeks time. It's starting in 2 weeks time. Yeah, 2 weeks time is 18th, sorry, not 25th, sorry, my bad. 18th, starting on the 18th of March, sorry. 18th of March, not 25th. It's starting in 2 weeks time. 2 weeks time is the 18th. Sorry, it's not 25th. It's starting on the 18th, sorry. We missed the slide. Can it be made available for attendees? We don't share the slides, but on the video, you can still get it to see the slide on the video as well. But if you enroll, then materials will be shared on the course as well. But we don't share the slide on the overview session. I can't see any number. Am I not sharing my screen? Can people see my screen?
Your screen is up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they can see my screen, please. I think it's you that cannot see my screen. Okay, I'll paste the number on the chat now. I'll paste that on the chat now. One second. Yeah, that's the number. That's the WhatsApp number. I just pasted it on the chat now. So you can message that number, then we can go from there. So again, open to start on the 18th of March, 2 weeks time. So if you want to come on board, there's still time to enroll. And you'll be glad that you come on board. Again, it is Scrum Master training, but you are learning more than a Scrum Master role, on the training. So why not take the advantage of, as I said, like 2.5 getting for a price of one. It's a bargain. It's a no-brainer. And you'll be surprised when you come on board how intense and how much you can learn in that duration of 3 months. You'll be so surprised. So that'll be from me. If there's no, oh, Brown, you raise your hand. Brown, can you unmute, please? Brown, you raise your hand. Are you there? Brown. You're on mute. If you're talking, you're on mute, Brown. Or is that a mistake raising your hand? All right, I'll assume that was a mistake. Any final question from anyone before we call it a day? Any final question from anyone? All right, no question. Thanks everyone for your time this evening. I really hope it has been beneficial in one way or the other, and hope to see you on the journey as well. So for now, thank you, stay blessed, and see you on the journey. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Brown, do you still have question?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes. I can't hear you again. You are gone again. You are gone again.
Okay, I
You
just
should
want to say
remove
thank you
the
so much
earpiece.
for
I think
this
it's the earpiece. You should
interactive
remove
session.
the earpiece if you can hear, so I will speak.
Brown, I can see you, but I can't hear you. You can message me on
Okay.
that WhatsApp number though.
All right. Okay. So I'll get you on the WhatsApp number.
All right, no problem. Thanks. All right, bye-bye everyone. Thanks.